Now, if you've been in the gaming space or simply the nerd space at all, you've probably heard of a platform called Discord. And if you haven't, you've been probably living under a rock. On the off chance that you don't know what Discord is, it is a social media platform where you can stream games to for your friends on different servers and voice chat. A lot of gamers just use it for voice chatting with their friends. Now, this is an application I use all the time in a lot of different ways, including some podcasts I'm on. I use it for like gaming and stuff like that. So it is a relatively good platform for that. I know a lot of people might not like the controversy, but there's really hardly any good alternatives. There's alternatives, but they're not good alternatives to Discord. And for those who use it in Linux, you know that the experience isn't always the best. From the reports, it seems like it's going to start getting better, including from Discord's own YouTube channel. They put out a video called The Year of the Linux Desktop, and I actually haven't seen it yet, so we're going to go ahead and dive into. Okay, so here we go. Like I said, I have not yet watched this video, so I'm experiencing this for the first time.
Here at the Discord office, we have a collection of old Wumpuses that we've made over the years. This is the Wumpzilla that we made for Tokyo Game Show. It's a big chunker. I really like this one. There's a couple other cool ones, but this one specifically we actually sent to space. One of my personal favorites is the zombie Wumpus that we recently made. But here we have a box, of which I do not know the contents. I'm going to open this box on camera. We'll figure out what's inside of it. So yeah, let's just figure out what's in this box.
Dramatic.
I'm Coral, and I lead the audio video effort here at Discord. If you've been using Discord on Linux for the past few years, you've probably seen this dice more than you should have had to. And you probably know that the Linux client is not as good as the clients on other platforms. But that changes today. The prediction that has been made since the beginning of the internet is finally coming true. This is the year of the Linux desktop. Go Live on Linux is getting a significant upgrade. We now support hardware-accelerated video encoding for NVIDIA, AMD, and Intel.
Yeah, when you were streaming on Linux, especially, you were not using hardware-accelerated encoding at all. It was all software on your CPU. So that was a huge drain on your resources. It looks like they've updated it so it can use hardware-accelerated encoding and decoding and stuff like that, which is a huge plus.
Because for the last decade, GPUs have shipped with a separate part that is dedicated only to do video encoding. So even if you're maxing out the card while you're gaming, the video compression part of your GPU just sits there doing nothing. So by using this part of the GPU, we can give you better quality and better game performance. So regardless if you have one of these NVIDIA 5090s or an Intel Arc card, Discord can now use the hardware to provide higher quality video without impacting system performance. That is, if you can find one of these NVIDIA cards. They're pretty hard to get. I'm trying to get my hands on this for the past few months online, but they're very expensive, and the person who borrowed it to me is sitting behind the camera here, watching me sweatingly, but you know how it is. On top of this, we also improved how we screen capture the game on Linux.
Okay.
Discord now captures the game directly using Vulkan or Valve's GameScope. So instead of having to...
Okay, that's actually a huge improvement too. Using VK capture instead of traditional screen capturing. That's actually a very, very good way to capture video.
Copy the video back and forth between the GPU and the CPU. The texture can now stay resident on the GPU, meaning that Discord would use less system memory bandwidth, giving more resources to your game. So why does this matter? Well, if you're using Discord on a Steam Deck, you can now use Go Live without your hands burning up. All the things I mentioned works together to give you better power efficiency, which means more game time while you're on battery. Tired of seeing this dice? Well, we are too. That's why we brought the auto updater over to Linux.
Okay, that is a big, huge improvement, especially if you're using native packages for Discord. You got this little dialogue that told you that you had to update and manually update the package That was a huge pain in the butt. I just started using the Snap years ago because I didn't want to keep updating Discord every fucking time manually whenever an update was pushed. It was a pain in the butt. You had to go and download the package and then run it. It was weird. And I'm glad they are fixing this for the native packages. I probably will stay on the Snap just because it's working right now. But this is a huge improvement.
Have to see this dice ever again. Since there's a new distribution popping up each week, we're taking this opportunity to add support for more than what we had. We now support Debian, Fedora, and Arch. So if you run Debian Stable, Navarro, or whatever version of Arch Linux came out this week, you now have packs you can use officially from Discord.
That's actually good too. I think they only supported like Ubuntu and maybe Fedora. I don't know exactly how many, but yeah, it's good that they're natively supporting other distributions.
Also fixed a bunch of smaller issues. Global hotkey support, which means better push-to-talk. Whale and idle protocol support, which means you can step away from your desktop and still get notification to your phone. Audio capturing improvements, rendering improvements, game detection improvements, and many other things. Virtual backgrounds now also work on Linux, so you can set your background to whatever your heart desires.
That's actually cool.
Including this dog. The internet has always predicted that the current year will be the year of Linux desktop. Well, I'm not bold enough to make that prediction. That was a bit of a clickbait, not gonna lie. But we really hope that you enjoy all these updates that we made for Discord on Linux. Special shout out to the Linux Next guy on YouTube for bothering us until we got around doing it. But you know what they say. I forgot what I was about to say.
And that is the video. I actually kind of like it. So that's about all I have for you in this video. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.